this just a second before we actually start here, folks, so just hang tight with me. Just getting her shared to the group. Alright, everything's posted up, so we'll get started here. This is the HWA episode number 8, East Coast style, folks. As always, this is your host, Stephen Benoit Jericho. I hope you enjoy the show. There will be a few points where you'll hear me basically just shut up and stop talking, and on the screen it may even tell you the same. So, again, hopefully you enjoy the show. Welcome to Boston, Massachusetts, everyone, home of the HWA East Coast brand. Tonight, folks, we've got a stacked card here coming off that great tribute that we had to Alex Norton, even though it ended in a little disturbing fashion, if you will, with Mr. Brandon Coleman tossing the body of Alex Norton into the river. Now, without further ado, I'll stop flapping my gums as we bring in Big Mac taking on Ryan Hill. Hill has been talking so much smack, saying that he's gonna climb all over this guy and basically chop him down like a redwood tree. Dale Lee, thank you for checking in. The manager of champions, everyone. Here also, Brandon Cook checking in. He's been a great fan and supporter of the show. What do you gentlemen think of this massive man that we have here in front of us? Big Mac Rig. He's coming to the ring with a couple of his lot lizards, it appears. This Mac Rig is 6'10", 6'11", possibly taller. I stood beside this man, weighing well over 400 pounds, and he's going to dwarf his opponent here, Ryan Hill. And here we go. The action kicks off right now. And here we go, right off the bat, showing the frustration from all the smack talk as Mac Rig throws Ryan Hill by his head, just tosses him across the ring like a rag doll. There's one of those chops that we're hearing about from Ryan Hill. He's going for it. He takes the big man down. I'm pretty impressed. I wasn't sure Ryan was going to have it in him. Kind of an odd guy. Sort of a spoiled rich kid DJ. I think he's from somewhere on the Jersey Shore, as a matter of fact. But here's that toss again. Mac Rig having none of this. Ryan Hill supposedly going to put Rig down in 5 minutes, but now Hill is just getting tossed around like a rag doll. Huge slam. Hill trying to do something, springs real quick and delivers a kick to the face. Rig is down for the second time. So much for that little burst of motivation there coming from Hill. As now Mac Rigg back on the offensive, yanking the head nearly clean off the shoulders of Ryan Hill. It appears that he's not done. Now he's got him by the neck. He's just wearing down on that pressure point. Those giant hands. Now, this man has, I think they said like a size 15 boot or so. It looks bigger than that as it takes up basically the whole upper thigh of Ryan Hill, who is determined here. I give it to the man. He's taken some punishment and he's still trying to fight back. What's going on here? Rigg grinding the boot on the face of Hill. He's off the rope. Look at that shot. Folks, did we just see that boot, that giant boot of Mac Rigg across the face of Ryan Hill, folks? I hope you appreciate the camera shot that our camera guy got of that. I don't know, Ryan Hill, we're approaching that 5-minute mark, and I don't think you've done enough damage to Big Mac Rigg to take him out in 5. Watch the clock, everyone. Now Mac Rigg, he's got him in the lot lizard. He's got Hill in the lot lizard. Ryan Hill, look at the face of agony. He taps. He taps Mac Rigg. Taps out Ryan Hill in the lot lizard, folks. He sits on his back and just yanks him. I believe the total time may have been under 5 minutes that Mac Rigg actually makes Ryan Hill tap out. So much for Ryan Hill's smack talk, ladies and gentlemen, as now we have the ladies taking the stage. This is our champion, Fiona, the Dragon Queen. She will be taking on her longtime nemesis, Cruella the Vamp. And is that... It appears that Brandon Coleman is ringside. That's Brandon Coleman. What is Brandon Coleman doing here? I don't know if he's here to support Cruella or he's just spectating, but keep an eye on him up in that corner, folks. I don't know what business he has down here in the women's match, but gonna have to do a little digging in that. Noah, I see you down there. Thank you for checking in. I hope you're ready for your match tonight, taking on Cody Switch. You've been making a hell of a climb. Ladies and gentlemen, take a look down to the bottom right corner of your screen. Apparently Coleman is mic'd up. I don't care to elaborate on what he said, but if you want to see what this disgusting, vile human being had to say, look down at the bottom of the screen and read it in the messages. And now he's jaw-jacking Fiona. What is your deal, Coleman? Apparently he has formed some sort of alliance with Cruella in sort of a disgusting manner that I don't care to repeat. I don't care to even look at this man if I don't have to. Like I was saying, to a more well-deserving wrestler here for my attention is Noah. Has been making a huge climb up this ladder as of late. Has a chance to step into possibly the number 2 seed if he can take out Cody Switch here today. Cruella the Vamp all over Fiona in this one, folks. I know I've been sort of jaw-jacking a little bit, but Fiona, what's this? She's got her pin, but who was that? It appears as if someone put Fiona's foot up on that bottom rope. I didn't get a good look at who it was. Cruella had been dominating this one. And then as she had the pin, it looked like the hand was climbing down for the 3 count. And someone took the foot of Fiona and put it on that bottom rope. Was it Coleman getting involved? If anyone had a better shot of what actually happened there, but I definitely saw someone reaching down, putting the foot of our champion on that bottom rope to break things up. Now Fiona turning the tide. She tossed Cruella outside, and now she's putting in some dirty work outside the ring. Having your face bounced off that apron will definitely turn the tide here. XWC Extreme Wrestling, thank you for checking in. Who from XWC is actually live here with us as Fiona drops the elbow across the face and then leg drop, dangling her head over the apron, drops the leg across Fiona's neck, or Cruella's neck rather. Quick pin, but Cruella not quite done yet. Still got some fight in her. This match could have easily been over well before now. Fiona got the throat of Cruella, slams her down in the center, and now Brandon Coleman up on the apron breaks things up. It looked like he was putting something in that turnbuckle. What is going on in this one? Brandon up on the apron again, yelling. He's having some words with Fiona. What a disgusting human being in the face of a woman, live TV, during her match, yelling at her. And Fiona puts her away right there. Our champion comes from behind and picks up a huge win. A little assistance from some unknown person here. Didn't quite get a good look at who that was, but this is Samantha Lee in here now. What the heck was
Jason, Devil Dog, and Gonzo take on The Advent and XCOM the movie in theaters January 2020. Everyone come join the Resistance and watch the Surplus Marines in their first movie.
Welcome back, fans. We had a little commercial break here. Now we're back in the action. We ended that one with Samantha Lee coming into the ring and getting the face of the champion Fiona after she defeated Cruella. And now we got some tag team action here. The Sakamoto brothers, who we saw make their debut in the tribute show, taking on probably one of the fastest rising teams we have here in our Blood Brothers tag team division. This is Will King down on the ground here where you see in the bottom right. This is his tag team, The Generation. Aiden and Braden Bass. Exclusive TV, thank you for checking in. Again, folks, I apologize. I'm a little under the weather here. It's actually starting to get pretty damn cold way up north. It's below 30 degrees right now, or rather 32 degrees right now at basically 7:45, I believe it is. Mrs. Jericho actually kind of forced me to turn the furnace on here 2 days ago. That's how cold it's been. Trying to get that chill off. Looks like we have a fan here that won free ticket to the show, and she actually won 5 minutes of time sitting here down in the booth with me. Come on down, young lady. I hear you're a huge fan of HWA. What's your name?
Kayla.
Hey, Miss Kayla, welcome to the HWA show. Is this your first live show?
Yeah.
All right, so what are you thinking so far? Did you just watch the match with Cruella and Fiona?
Yeah.
Any thoughts on it? Who do you think put the foot of Fiona on the bottom ropes? Did you see it?
No.
You're not very talkative, are you?
No.
Young Miss Kayla here, I think she's a little starstruck being down here this close to the action. Back in things, it looks like the Sakamoto, not a lot of tagging going on here. This was supposed to be a tag team match, folks, but not really a lot of tagging going on. This has sort of been a more of an Aiden Bass take on the world type of scenario here. As what the heck? I don't know what the rules are in Japan, but this Sakamoto brother or whatever just ran our referee over for no reason, and then he dove off and missed everything. This referee distracted. Braden Bass grabs the foot of the white-faced Sakamoto, and Eric Willie, thank you for checking in, sir. One of our biggest sponsors here of the show, one of the biggest supporters from way back when we were FIP back in the day. And it looks like the generation is going to come up big with this one and continue to run roughshod up this ladder towards the Blood Brothers Tag Team Championship. They're making a huge push. Sakamoto's not really faring very well here. Again, this is one of their very first matches in HWA. I wouldn't take that loss very hard if I were them. I know they're a promising team, and they have actually a huge history in the Japanese circuit. But if you take a loss to the generation, that's really nothing to worry about. They go through and beat pretty much everybody lately. Now we have DTM making his debut finally. DTM's been here for a while. He had to clear up some legal matters that he had going on from some other federation that we will not name. And he is taking on Ace here, and apparently took a shot to the bridge of the nose and had to catch his breath for a second. And DTM back on the attack. He's riding him like a top, showing off a little bit. If anyone knows DTM or has followed his career, we know that's exactly what he's about, and he just comes up with a bitch slap here, basically, across the chops. Oh, I forgot you were here, Miss Kayla. I apologize. Do your parents swear around you?
No.
Well, I apologize to Miss Kayla's parents for that one. Things get kind of rough around here. This is definitely not PG-13. This is usually a rated R show. So Miss Kayla had to come in here and sign a waiver along with the other kids that you see in the audience. That's right, Brandon. It's kind of a surprise. If you apparently haven't been following the page, DTM's been signed with us for a while. Finally get him in the ring here, as he has basically been in control throughout most of this one. And there he goes. showing off with a little spinneroonie action here in the middle of the ring. Actually kind of surprised that his opponent is actually able to suit up and be in this one. He basically just got released from jail probably about 35 minutes before the show started. He was picked up with a little battle that he had in the bar against one of the members of his former rival faction in the EFED that he came to us from. They were both picked up, but Lee Jones showing enough trust in this young man that he went and actually bailed him out himself so he could make his match here. Sorry, folks, I had to mute the mic there for a second. A little bit of a coughing fit as DTM, showing off that athletic ability, gets slung into the ropes, does a handstand, bounces off into a little backflip, and then comes up with a stunner. This is why we worked so hard to sign DTM. Things like that, folks. You don't see that everywhere. DTM is definitely special, and although he is special, Ace showing that he himself is a force to be reckoned with here. Mac Rig checking in. What a hell of a match you put on here, Rig. Basically, you know, all that smack talk that Hill was jacking at you leading up to this match, I believe you beat him in just under 5 minutes. I'd have to find the official timer on that, Mac, but I'm wondering myself if anyone else here on the roster is ready to go one-on-one with Big Mac Rig after seeing that performance. This has actually been more of a back and forth match than I had really expected to be seeing here. If you've noticed, folks, there's no count going on. These two gentlemen are members of our X division, which we'll be releasing our new title here very shortly, that our very own Michael Blaze will be wearing for the first time, taking over the Extreme Championship that you're used to seeing him holding. You'll be seeing that title, which was designed by our very own Brett Kelly in our creative team. He's a huge Colt Shields fan, so every once in a while you see him checking in as well, and DTM just gets a foot in the face, and things aren't really faring very well for him anymore. He loses control of this one on the outside. There's that future shock DDT from DTM. That could be the end of it, folks. He's got him up on his shoulders now. There's the knee to the face, and it looks like this man could be out sleeping. DTM not done. I hope you fans watching appreciate some of the great camera shots that our staff has been putting forth to you here in this one, showing some real impact as DTM now back in the ring. I think he's just basically adding insult to injury here, pouring salt in the wound, if you will, because this one, after that DDT, is pretty much over. Yeah, definitely, as he just rises him up off the mat and slams him back on his face. This one is over, folks. Brandon, that belt is already here. We were just doing some final touches on it, and then Fiona is actually going to start carrying that here basically after this show is over. I'm not quite sure what DTM's issue is here, but maybe he's just trying to make a statement and dish out some punishment, showing the rest of the locker room exactly what he's about, because this one should have been over a few moments ago. DTM upstairs now. Off the top, and he just chops him back down. Showing no mercy here. And again with that future shock DDT. Somebody needs to put a stop to this one. DTM sort of showing off there, saying he's not breaking a sweat. Yeah, Ace finally out cold there as DTM just showing off basically. Shot at a couple of the highlights from what was really a good back and forth match throughout most of it. Basically the turning point was right there when we saw DTM hit that future shock DDT outside the ring, then delivered that knee. Basically it was, the end was written. Everything else from there on was just basically DTM showing off and trying to prove a point here. I hope the rest of the locker room is watching this one. The rest of that Extreme division. If anyone knows DTM, knows that he is the real deal, and he is here to put on a show every night. I wouldn't be surprised to see him and Michael Blaze coming to blows. Speaking of Michael Blaze, right back into more X Division action here as we got two rivals that basically these two men hate each other. We have to keep them separated outside the ring. Michael Blaze, our champion, taking on Ace Porter. What the hell is DTM doing out here now? He just had his match. DTM getting tossed around, and now he delivers a stunner to Porter. He's going after Ace Porter for some reason. Are Michael Blaze and DTM, they form some sort of alliance? Blaze just sitting back as DTM attacking Porter here. Not quite sure what was going on there, but I thought that DTM and Michael Blaze hated each other. The words of Big Mac Rig, if you can't read down on the bottom here, I quote, I can't do his voice as well, but he quotes, that DTM lady is a purty thing, he says. Big Mac Rig, I think you're probably one of the few people here that can almost get away with saying something like that about DTM. Brandon Cook, we're in the X division, sir. There is no disqualification. Weapons are allowed. There's no countouts. Basically, it's as close to a free-for-all within reason as you can get. Our champion, Michael Blaze, is not letting up. He knows what Porter can do, and he's trying to take advantage of that interference there that DTM sort of provided him. Hell of a move right there by Michael Blaze, and you can see, folks, another great camera shot. Our cameramen are getting better and better here. So when people are pulling moves like that, it gives, every now and then gives our fans a real good look at the impact and helps tell that story. Michael Blaze sort of standing over Ace Porter, talking a little bit of smack, I imagine. Continues lipping at him. Not a very wise thing to do to Ace, as we see here. He lifts Blaze up, drops him down, and catches him into a German suplex here. The no-nonsense smash mouth style of Ace Porter versus the flashy, brazen, extreme style of our champion, Michael Blaze. These two battling once again here. I believe what the plan is there's actually supposed to be like a best of 7 is what Porter offered a challenge, and I don't know if he was planning on DTM getting involved when he put that challenge out there. Michael Blaze again comes up with a huge move here, showing off with that sort of spin-a-rooney leg drop now. We have a Michael Blaze superfan here on Eric Willie correcting me. The Blaze Cutter, yes sir. I'm sure that won't be the last time we see that one. Trying to hang in here as best I can, folks. As you can tell, I'm just getting sicker and sicker as this broadcast sort of goes along. But we all know that I'm loyal to HWA and loyal to the fans, and I will do everything I can to get through this broadcast, and hopefully I don't mess up the airing too bad and you all still get a great show, because that's what we're all about here in HWA. And that's exactly what Michael Blaze is about, as he's up on that middle rope again. Second time we've seen that move there. Eric Willie, our Michael Blaze specialist, does he have a patented name for that one? Because that move right there definitely deserves to be called something a little bit better than I could come up with. I'm not sure if Michael Blaze even practices some of these moves. I believe that he just sort of comes up with things mid-flight, and there's the Blaze Cutter again. He is not done with Ace Porter, though. He stands Ace back up on his feet, whips him against the ropes. Sort of looked like he was going to do a roll-up pin, but popped up instead with a little super kick. Looks like some blood trickling down the face of Porter here. Indeed it is. Porter split open. I'm not sure if it was from that kick. Or it could be from the series of these pile drivers here that Michael Blaze is coming up with. Mac Rig, was that comment because I'm having issues with the mic, or is that comment towards my voice sort of cracking on us here? I just want to make sure at least my mic is working properly, even though it seems my vocal cords aren't quite. Exclusive TV. Well, I think that the little girl that was in here earlier, she had her baby sister, and it appeared that, you know, the little baby was chewing on the end of my microphone before the broadcast started. I had to sort of clean a lot of the slime off it, and I believe that it could be interfering with the mic at this point. So folks, I hope it doesn't ruin the broadcast too much, and I appreciate you standing by and sticking it out here and working through it, as Ace Porter now turning the tide. It looks like Ace Porter ready to take over this match, dishing out the punishment to Michael Blaze now, trying to open his poor head up and return the favor. Who is it that's checking in from Exclusive TV? Drop some names here, sir. Or ma'am. Michael Blaze signaling for the end. He points the gun at Ace Porter. It looks like he's trying to put him away. Spinning him around a couple times. Blaze climbing up top now. This is going to be the 5-star. Blaze up high. Skies comes crashing down. And Porter is out. Michael Blaze with a beautiful frog splash. Probably one of the best in the business. And a great shot of that one, folks.
Man, I'm pumped. I'm excited for the future. HWA have recruited real well in the off-season, grabbing these brash, outspoken athletes like DTM and Youngblood. Hell, Nora even wanted to take a crack at the shotgun. Ha! The kid's got balls. He's fucking stupid, but he's got the balls. That's what I like about the future. We got people just wanting to take the shots, grab him and run with him. Got the big boppers like Caleb Shore, he ain't gonna back down. And the women's division is looking it's looking hot as fuck with Cruella and Frost all trying to take on for Fiona's title. I'm real excited for next season, and I hope we get a cross-brand promotion again like we did for Norton's tribute. Peace out, rabbits. It's been fun.
We appreciate you checking in there, champ. That again was the voice of the West Coast champion, Colt Shields, here with us. Now, champ, I know you've got to go and continue your meet and greet, but I appreciate you checking in here. We don't see much of you on the East show. And I believe Colt is already on his way and isn't even hearing anything that I'm saying. So back here to the action, we have Aaron Wade up on top here, coming down and dropping the elbow across the sternum of Shane O'Neill. These two gentlemen trying to make a rise up in their division, heading towards the top. The winner of this match should get a good boost moving up. And the loser, well, he's going to stay down basically near the middle of the pack. As we all know, the more active you are, the more you check in, the more you promo, the more opportunities you get. These two superstars vying for one of those opportunities to climb up the ladder towards Marco Diaz's title. Who's it gonna be? Speaking of Marco Diaz, it looks like the East Coast champion has actually checked in. Marco, are you in the building or are you on your way to the arena?
Hi, I am back to be... Oh my god, I can't talk today. I am so excited. I just won a match that has not been shown. It was really hard, but it was so fun. But I can't wait to tell you guys all about it.
That was one of our female superstars, Tatum Hartford, checking in here with a quick voice spot. She's definitely one of the up-and-comers. She had a match earlier in basically a dark match against one of the local girls around here. A little bit of a warm-up for her. I forget that Marco Diaz and Shane O'Neill friends. As Sergio, you can see Sergio on the outside distracting Herb. To no avail as Wade catches Shane O'Neill with a knee to the face. And Sergio dives in and pulls the referee out by his leg, but it appeared as though the hand slapped. A little shot of the CEO, Lee Jones, meeting with some of the newly signed talent here. You can see right to left, Xander Cool, Venom, and Petty Baltimore here, folks. Lee Jones trying to work out some sort of contract with these three possible new members of our roster. Here's two gentlemen that definitely are not new members of our roster. These are two of the top superstars in HWA. This is Gorilla Cruz trying to continue clawing his way back after his injury. We don't like seeing him holding his head like that, ladies and gentlemen. That's exactly what we don't want to see. We don't want to see any signs of further head trauma coming from the big man. And Trey Jeter, although he respects the man, he's going to use whatever it is that he can for an advantage in this one. The veteran here trying to take it to Gorilla. Definitely not going to back down from any challenge of any man of any size as he's climbing up. We know what this is, folks. Trey Jeter, coast to coast with a drop kick to the big man, trying to keep him on his back. I guess that's kind of a stupid phrase to use when we have a monster in the arena like Big Mac Rig is. Mac Rig definitely way bigger than Gorilla Cruz. Here comes the Gorilla with a splash on Trey Jeter. That'll knock the wind right out of you. At least knock the wind out of you. At worst, break a few ribs. And speaking of breaking ribs, Gorilla with a dominator here. He is all fired up. He is determined to take Jeter to Ape City. He promised that a couple months ago while he was trying to rehab from his injury. And it looks like he's gonna live up to that promise, folks. Jeter fighting back against the big man here. Continuing to use his own style, trying to speed things up and take it right to Gorilla. When Gorilla Cruz got injured, Trey Jeter was the champion and Cruz was all set up for a title match. Since then, Marco Diaz defeated Jeter. Now he's the champion. But still, Gorilla with some unfinished business left. With the former champ Jeter comes in here and he's trying to settle the score. Diaz, I know you're there. This Gorilla Cruz and Trey Jeter both vying for shots at your title as well. You know, the champion, you know, from other feds is always get that target on his back. What athletic ability. Now, Mr. Mac Rig, do you have the athletic ability to pull off moves like that? A very fitting Gorilla press slam here. There's only so much of this overwhelming power that a much smaller man can withstand. And it appears that Trey Jeter, feeling the effects of that. Gorilla Cruz now appears to be well on his way to a victory. Somehow Jeter kicking out of that one. I thought it was 3, but Jeter apparently got his shoulder up just in time. And now he's trying to turn things around. Jeter basically just tranquilizes the Gorilla. What a splash. That could be it, folks. 2, 3, no! Gorilla Cruz not done yet. Trey Jeter not happy about it. Both men kicking out of pins now. That basically there was a slice of paper between Herb's hand and the mat. Each of them still alive. Jesus, Gorilla Cruz just tossing Jeter. One hell of a slam there. Threw him halfway across the ring. Somehow Jeter still a little bit left in him, apparently. Bear hug, belly to belly now. Trying to wear Jeter down to keep him on his back. Cruz stalking him. Huge clothesline now. Cruz knows that you basically have to beat Trey Jeter down until he's showing no signs of life. A little different tactic here with the armbar. Jeter, as we can see, Cruz has been just pounding Jeter down to this point, but with every ounce of life that he has, Trey Jeter will keep going. 2 now. Yeah, again, like I said, Trey Jeter not quite done yet. Cruz getting frustrated. Once you get frustrated, folks, that's when mistakes happen. Cruz is on the verge of that. That huge claw to the face of Jeter. He's got him up, and a massive slam. He is done. Trey Jeter. Is that what's going on here? Outside, Caleb Shaw tossing Colt Shields into that van. What is Caleb Shaw doing here? Our champion Colt Shields just assaulted by Caleb Shaw out in the parking lot. Colt Shields, no doubt, finished with his meet and greet. Gets attacked by Caleb Shaw. 2 wet superstars going at it in the parking lot. Someone has a windshield now needing to be replaced outside. I'm watching from my small feed here on the camera. Now it looks like a bunch of security is out there trying to restrain Caleb Shaw and Colt Shields. Colt Shields is just still down. He was attacked out of nowhere, tossed into that van like a rag doll from the big man, Caleb Shaw. Folks, I know you can't see, but Colt Shields is down still. He's got the medical staff out there trying to get him on a stretcher to wheel him out of there. Enough men finally have Caleb Shaw restrained. He's got what appears to be 3 sets of handcuffs that they had to use on Shaw, and a few shots from the taser, along with a big pile of security. But they finally have Shaw detained, folks. I just watched as Colt Shields, the West champion that was here for a simple, friendly meet and greet, just get taken out of here in the back of an ambulance. What does that mean? Colt Shields, supposed to be the 4th member to take on the Intruders from... Now, if you guys followed the page, we had Intruders from another brand come in here and basically cause a riot that was broken up by Joe Rivers. Joe Rivers formed a team. He, Killswitch Joe, Colt Shields, and Manny the Bull. They were set to take on 4 members from this rival show. But now, Colt Shields, very unsure of his future right now, folks, as he has just been driven out of here in the back of an ambulance. You can hear it now. just heard the ambulance screaming by, taking Colt to the local hospital. You hope the champion is all right. But folks, that's it for this East episode. We cannot have the 4-on-4 match tonight, folks, because one of the competitors, Colt Shields, you just heard him being wheeled away in an ambulance. Plus, I am told that a member from the other team, Xavier Johnson, is actually still in prison, or not prison, but jail at this point. So that 8-man match is going to have to take place at another time, ladies and gentlemen. All right, guys, OOC here now. I appreciate everyone that checked in and was involved and got involved in the chat for me. Some good stuff going in there. Hopefully you guys paid attention. I did a lot of new little cropping that I hadn't tried before, so I want to hear some feedback on the little cropping that I did. And also, you know, we had that sort of movie ad in there and a couple other things. So if you would please check in on the HWA page, OOC, and let me know what you felt about it. If you want me to continue doing those little those little move cutscenes and such. All right, folks, have a good night.